rightly said that your customers won't love you for bad service, but your competitors sure will. On that note, I am super excited to welcome you all to the Customer Service Show. I'm Meenakshi, Head of Marketing at Certunify, a leading unified cognitive platform, and I shall be your host for this fortnightly podcast series. This podcast is all about diving deep into the world of customer service, unleashing its exceptional power, and unveiling the strategies behind crafting unforgettable, contextual, and hyper personalized customer support interactions. Many support enthusiasts view customer support service as a cost center, thereby spending their leadership team's effort on a difficult cycle of intense cost savings and outsourcing. The end result? Increased employee turnover rate and disgruntled customers. There's a great deal of upside revenue to be realized by launching premium service contracts. It's also a smart revenue protection strategy, as customers are increasingly challenging the value proposition of basic service levels and how they align with their changing priorities. In season 1 of the Customer Service Show, we aim to highlight the importance of premium support, from why it is important to how to implement it effectively. And now I am happy to introduce our expert panelist for today's episode and this entire series, Patricia Lugezani. Patricia, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here. This is obviously a passion project of mine and a passion topic. So I'm just so happy to talk to everybody about this.
Pleasure to have you here. Patricia is a highly accomplished visionary professional with a distinguished career in building, revitalizing, and optimizing customer support, customer success, renewal sales, technical services, and sustaining engineering organizations to facilitate growth and customer retention. Patricia has extensive experience working in the tech industry and has helped numerous businesses implement successful premium support strategies. Patricia, you have had a great deal of experience in customer support. And the kind of experience, especially you've had at Adobe Premium Support, I would really want you to share with our viewers today. What do you think was your biggest challenge during your stint there, and what is the biggest learning?
Thank you. Really at Adobe, it was a really interesting period of my time. So I was acquired into the company through Marketo and then moved into the position of the global head of operations, support, and strategy. And the interesting thing about that is they had a very small premium program, but it was run out of the consulting team. So what I was able to do is bring the support into the support organization, deliver it as a holistic offering. That allowed me to take the revenue up over $100 million a year within 2 years for annual revenue. And I'd have to say that the most difficult and challenging piece was being able to change the financial metrics, moving from that cost center, taking the cost out of consulting and services, moving it into a support subscription. Once I was able to do that, it was very easy to track results, both operationally and financial, to continue the momentum of investment in support.
That's really, really interesting and commendable. And Patricia, today in this episode, I would want you to share that, what are the key things you think our viewers should take away from today's episode in particular.
Premium support is so important that I would like you to make sure that you walk away with at least 5 key points out of today's discussion. Premium support provides a highly valued service. Customers, especially enterprise customers, need these services to be able to be successful. Automation can help drive scale and also deliver premium support. Mm-hmm. And that paid services offset and help you right size your support organization with the proper investments. And last but certainly not least, support revenue gives support leaders a seat at the strategic table to be able to improve the standing of your support within your company.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing these. These are very, very important 5 points. And that's where I would like to jump to the topic, the first episode, which is about the why, what, and how of premium support. Patricia, as per recent TSI data, companies who are successfully executing the upsell lever through launching premium support plans reported higher customer satisfaction and customer retention ratings. Not just that, they also reported net positive impact on support gross margins. But before we dive into the business case, can you please help our audience understand the basics of premium support and the importance of launching a premium support plan?
Absolutely. At the most basic level, premium support is really a bundle of proactive and premium support services that are sold at a subscription, right? So that's important. Being able to sell this at a subscription allows you to use that revenue to offset costs and turn your support organization into a profit center. And so the basic reasons why you want to do this, it's really important that as support, as a revenue driver, it does help you offset those costs. It also elevates the services and make sure that support is there to cover globally and all the products that you need to support your customers effectively. That margin business within support allows you to add profit to the company, which of course they will all love, but also be able to use the additional revenue to offset those costs, not just in staffing, but also in investments in systems and automation moving forward to help you scale and also deliver online premium support services. And I talked about this earlier, and you'll hear me say it all the time. Support revenue will help you win a seat at the strategic table, right? Being able to elevate the importance of support within the organization, but also make sure that you're not being buried underneath many organizations within support, so that you are able to realize the strategy that you need to put forward for your customers. Obviously, we know that to deliver proactive and premium support, we have to be able to deliver the high quality support and meet the customer's expectations so that everything moves forward. In this tough climate, the most interesting thing is it actually provides an opportunity for support leaders to make a business case because you're adding a revenue stream, right? When companies are struggling to make every last amount of revenue that they can possibly make, you can be a hero by presenting this opportunity to make additional revenue stream. And for customers, it's all about the perceived value, right? So if you deliver great value, you set expectations properly, then customers will prioritize some premium support over other items when they're scrutinizing their budget.
Right. So basically, it's important that that our customers understand the value of premium support, right?
Now that we know why and what premium support is, it's important to notice that you have to go through a process to launch premium support offerings, and we'll get to that in a little bit in this presentation. But also, you're going to completely change who and how you interface with the business to be able to partner with sales to drive a pipeline. So it's a very different way of thinking. And then being able to track and understand your revenue metrics to make sure that the model and strategy and workforce is all aligned to make sure that you can deliver. So working with your financial team.
Perfect. So, as you said, that premium support is really, really important. But given the current economic climate, especially, promoting and selling premium support can be a little challenging, right? And as someone who has worked with tech and with sophisticated technology, what do you think really, are some of the biggest challenges you've seen businesses face when implementing premium support during, especially this phase, which, if not recession, we are in the climate of uncertainty, right? And when customer support, as you rightly said, is looked at as a cost center, how can support leaders build the business case for launching premium support?
From an industry perspective, TSIA has provided us this slide to show that there is a direct correlation between great customer service and customer retention. I can tell you from experience that after rolling out an effective premium support program, that I've seen increases of 2% overall customer retention within the first couple years. So you can imagine what that could add to your bottom line And my experience is absolutely in line with industry best practices from TSIA. All right, it's important to note that the profit center transformation for support does not happen overnight, and it can take several years to go through an entire cycle. But you have to be able to start by changing your team from a cost center to a profit center. So as you're a cost center, obviously you have only one lever. To save money is your only chance to be able to improve the financial metrics that you have. So if you're able to add the premium support and start tracking a P&L, you can start to have an additional lever, which is bring in revenue. So then you can use additional revenue to add investments back into the business, both in systems and in staffing. And once you get to this point, you can continue to maximize the value of premium support by continuing to add proactive services, automate, such as automated case routing, organizationally change yourself to make sure that cases go to a advanced premium or a more senior team, maybe named resources, et cetera, and then continue to evolve as you move forward to maximize both value to yourselves as a company and to the customers as they're being able to receive all these premium services and realize success.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Patricia. And but for businesses to really understand this, what do you think? What are the key goals that they should keep in mind? How do you think they can align their premium support strategy with their overall business objectives to ensure success?
Thanks, Meenakshi. It's a great point. We obviously all track operational metrics, right? So what the key point here is to be able to track standard versus premium support operational metrics and set expectations and higher goals for your premium support teams to make sure that you're delivering at a higher level and that customers realize that they're getting that additional level. So for example, CSAT, you can increase that 2 or 3% for premium support versus standard support, and then make sure you have the organizational workflows in place to be able to support that increased goal. I think another area really is around resolution time. I know a lot of people say, oh, I don't want to track resolution time. It's right, we keep that secret. I can tell you, if you give a resolution time, but say, hey, is it within 80 or 90% compliance? Because obviously there's technical reasons why you might not be able to deliver something that's outside of your control. Maybe it's a third party. But I can tell you that alone will give customers peace of mind that they're investing in somebody who is invested in the results and the outcomes that they're expecting. So those are the two key metrics that I would really take a look at and make sure that you're delivering at a premium level. In addition to operational metrics, we will also need to add a set of premium financial metrics into our goals as well. So being able to track financial metrics such as annual planning, revenue, and margin will give you the ability to make sure that you're tracking what you're being sold. This opens up an entirely new workflow with the financial team, the sales team, and also customer success team on revenue and retention. So it's important to make sure that you're understanding how you can use these metrics. What I normally do is at the beginning of the year when I'm doing my annual planning, I will take the sales plan, I will assume a certain attach rate for premium support to arrive at a support sales plan for the year. Then I will track that in a forecast, join a sales team or the CSM team to track both new business and renewals to be able to report results. But you can also, in these forecast meetings, keep support top of mind, make sure that you're identifying additional opportunities that may be sales left behind that you can see in the pipeline. And also make sure that you're identifying areas where you can provide assistance in positioning the premium support. I can tell you that I have won many deals in premium support by joining a sales team on their calls, and they hear it directly from the horse's mouth. Not that I want to call myself a horse, but there you have it.
But that makes again a lot of sense, Patricia, what you said, and this is going to be very, very helpful for our viewers here. And since we're discussing this, do you have any suggestions for businesses that how should they really implement premium support effectively? Is there any framework that you recommend?
Yes, thanks for asking the question. I often see companies underestimate what it takes to roll out a premium support. They might put a list of features out, assign a cost, and then put that out and think that customers are going to purchase it. I can tell you that there are a lot of internal cultural changes and external communication that needs to occur to make this successful. In the future sessions, we will be covering a lot of these, so that will be excellent to be able to drill down on each of these and really help support leaders understand what needs to be happen to be able to roll these premium support services out. But like any good project, you go through discover, design, launch, and review. And so in discovery, you really want to make sure that you're doing some research and understanding what your customer needs are, where maybe your product needs more support, and then align that to the support capabilities that you have, right? So maybe you need to increase who you have or train people on specific areas, but you want to make sure that you're able to deliver to those areas. Then once you understand that, you can start to design your support offerings and then understand what the cost of that is, because you want to make sure that the cost of delivery is not higher than the price that you would cost, because premium support usually has a market value, right? So you can get a certain amount, there's a certain amount of tolerance that a customer has that they'll pay for these costs. And so you want to make sure that you can deliver that within the right costing. And before you launch, you want to make sure that you're working with marketing to do pricing and packaging, communication, all sales targets that I talked about, and then have a full launch plan so that you do a great customer launch with maybe a promo, helping strategic customers move from standard to premium, because I'm sure there's a lot of legacy customers in there that are getting advanced services because, of course, you have to deliver them whether you're charging for them or not. And then finally, when you launch, right, you want to make sure that you go forward with a great plan. You have financial metrics, you're tracking those, you're aligned with finance, you're aligned with sales, making sure that everybody can get behind the support. So this is what I'm talking about, cultural change. And then after it launches, obviously you want to have this continue evolution, right? You can't just throw everything out the door, put a SKU in place and think everything's going to sell. You have to create these workflows with sales ops, and make sure that all of these, the positioning, the pipeline is being managed, and working very closely with support and sales to make sure that you're delivering and also continue to gain new customers as needed.
Perfect, Patricia. So basically, we need to have a foolproof plan before we launch it, right?
Exactly.
We'll go into details in our upcoming episodes. And thank you so much, Patricia, for your time. This wraps our first episode, the what, why, and how of premium support. We hope you found this informative and engaging, and we would love to hear from you. For any questions or feedback, please drop a line at customerserviceshow@searchunify.com. Thank you and see you soon.